Welcome back to the smartest year ever, our quest to become the world's greatest conversationalists. My name is Gordy, and all this week we have been covering the new 7 wonders of the world, one each day, and today is our final entry of the week, the Taj Mahal. What kind of man builds something so perfect it's said to change color with the mood of the sky just to mourn his wife? Like and subscribe right now if you haven't so you can keep up every single day. I do this every single day. Each year, over 7 million people visit a tomb in Agra in northern India. The Taj Mahal wasn't built as a palace, it was built as a tomb. But not just any tomb, a world-famous monument to loss, obsession, and imperial love. In 1631, the Mughal emperor Shah Jahan was at the height of his power. The Mughal dynasty was an Islamic empire that ruled much of the Indian subcontinent. His empire covered nearly all of India and much of Central Asia as well. But that year, 1631, he suffered a personal catastrophe, the death of his wife, Mumtaz Mahal, during childbirth with their 14th child. You know, he kept rolling that 1600 dice. She was 38, and Shah Jahan was crushed. He was crushed. This wasn't just his favorite wife. She was his trusted advisor, a partner in statecraft, and by all historical accounts, the center of his emotional world. And in her honor, he commissioned a mausoleum unlike anything ever built. Sucks when your favorite wife dies. Sorry, I don't mean to be insensitive, just never mind. The name Taj Mahal means crown of the palace from Persian. Taj meaning crown and Mahal meaning palace. It was likely inspired by Shah Jahan's beloved wife, Mumtaz Mahal, whose name meant chosen one of the palace. It's a good name to have, probably. It took over 20 years to complete. Some 20,000 artisans and laborers worked day and night, and no word on what percentage of those 20,000 were Jahan's children or wives, but materials came from across the world. Jade and crystal from China, turquoise from Tibet, lapis lazuli from Afghanistan, sapphires from Sri Lanka, carnelian from Arabia, and marble from right there in Makrana, in that Indian state of Rajasthan. Over 1,000 elephants were used to haul the stone in there. The dome alone rises over 240 feet, but the details are what make the Taj so remarkable. The 4 minarets lean outward slightly, so if there were ever an earthquake, they would collapse away from the main tomb, preserving it. Minarets are those tall, slender towers typically found at mosques, historically used to call Muslims to prayer and symbolically to reach toward the heavens. Inside, now, a perfectly symmetrical octagonal chamber houses 2 cenotaphs, one for Mumtaz Mahal and the other one for Shah Jahan. Cenotaphs are empty tombs or monuments built to honor someone that person's buried elsewhere. So they're symbolic. The real tombs lie actually beneath in a crypt below ground level. And the entire structure is a masterclass in symmetry. From like every angle, it appears identical. The gardens are inspired by the Persian concept of paradise, divided into quadrants by 4 water channels representing the rivers of life mentioned in the Quran. And these channels converge in a central reflecting pool that mirrors the dome. And you've probably seen that picture, and it just gives this illusion of a heavenly double. And inscribed around the archways are verses from the Quran, and in calligraphy that grows slightly larger as it rises. So like from the perspective on the ground, it appears uniform in size. I think that's impressive. I always like that, how people can use math and shape perspective like that and perception. And then the colors, as I mentioned up top, they also change. At dawn, the white marble glows pink, and at noon, it turns this dazzling white, and at sunset, it shifts to a soft golden hue. And many say the building mirrors the mood of the sky, or more poetically, the changing emotions of love and grief. There's even a legend that Shah Jahan had planned to build a second mausoleum in black marble across the Yamuna River, a mirror image of the Taj, like connected by a silver bridge. That would have been crazy. That would have been cool. But before he could begin it, he was overthrown by his own son, Aurangzeb. And Aurangzeb imprisoned his father in Agra's Red Fort. So for the last 8 years of his life, Shah Jahan could only look at the Taj Mahal from a distance, and when he died, he was quietly then buried beside Mumtaz, breaking the perfect symmetry of the building, which I think is interesting, because his cenotaph is the only element that is off-center. That's fascinating, and I wonder if you would like that. I also feel like you never see this angle. See that? That's the entire angle. I don't know why. I just want to share that because when I was researching, I was like, huh, that's interesting. But yeah, so there you have it. You always see it up front, right? But anyway, so there you have it. The Taj Mahal isn't just architecture. It's a monument to mourning, built at a scale so grand it became timeless, a love story carved in stone, a legacy of loss that outlived the empire that created it, a palace not for the living, but for the memory of loved ones themselves. And well, with that wraps up Wonders Week. That was 7 jaw-dropping feats of human ambition. We started with the Great Wall, we went to Petra, Christ the Redeemer, Machu Picchu, Chichen Itza, the Colosseum, and today, obviously, we finished with the Taj Mahal. Let me know which one like blew your mind the most. Which one would you most want to visit? Is there anyone you don't really want to visit? Like, is there anyone that made the list that you don't think deserves a spot? Like, what would you have replaced it with? Would you replace Christ the Redeemer with like Angkor Wat? Would you swap the Taj Mahal out with like the terracotta army? I think there could be some interesting arguments made. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you've been to any of these, if you'd like to go to any of these, what would make your list, and what you would maybe take out or add. So I think that'd be cool. We got a new themed week coming up next week, so make sure you're back tomorrow. Like, subscribe, share, all that. In the meantime, check out the 1-minute version at Smartest Year Ever, everywhere on social media. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow because we got a new theme and it'll be fun. So in the meantime, stay curious and stay clever on our quest to become the world's greatest conversationalist. I will see you tomorrow in the smartest year ever. Look forward to it.